Welcome back, everybody, to my last brain cell. Happy Tuesday. I'm gonna let's get right into it. What we got today? Today we got food. So you know what? This is actually perfect. Um, I in terms of food, I plan on doing I think a bit more food content going forward in the future. I've been trying to figure out how to do more impromptu content. I have my schedule where there's a week where every day in the week you get content from me, and that's the actual posting weeks, like the one we're in this week. Then there are weeks you get at least 3 pieces of content from me, which are obviously just shorts cut from previous videos. So I'm trying to boost my relevance by making more content aside from my regularly scheduled programming, for lack of a better word. So I have some things in mind. I posted a video the other day and then I quickly deleted it, and I'll do another version of it because I have a decently big announcement, but I'll share it with you guys here. I bought some Ray-Ban Meta glasses, so now I can quite honestly do some hands-free recording, and I think that will elevate some of the food content that I want to do. I would still use my phone, which is what I shoot all of my content on primarily anyway. I'd still use it, but I think the POV shots that the cameras can provide will allow for a very unique take on the videos. So I'm really looking forward to that. I know that there are a lot of pages out there that are solely based on the POV, or I should say the user's POV. That's not what my content will be, right? Like the food content, I think it'd be cool because sometimes it's awkward to get the camera to zoom above and get the dynamic shots, right? So I think it'd be cool to still have some of that B-roll, but especially in the videos, because of how I record, you guys don't always see the food as I'm looking at it and talking about it. It's not until I physically put it up to your eyeballicles that y'all can see it and appreciate it. So I think just having my POV on the food will really make things more engaging for you guys. You'll feel like you're really there. You'll feel like you're really taking a bite of the grub that I'm partaking in. So I'm really looking forward to providing more content. It's blazing hip hop and R&B right now where I am. So I got my little rag here to help me out. Uh what else as far as food goes? I'm in the middle of cut right now. I got into a relationship last year. My lady and I are a few months out from our 1 year anniversary, and I just became super complacent. I find that when I get in a relationship, I realize that someone likes me enough to want to date me and be seen with me. So I unfortunately let myself go a bit as far as the gains and eating clean. There was even a few weeks when the winter came where I was working like 10, 12-hour days most days, and I wasn't going to the gym. But I'm off that. I had to stop. I have to provide my girlfriend the version of me that she first fell for. I owe her that much. So I'm in the middle of a cut right now, and it's relatively aggressive. I'm doing 1,800 calories. And for those of you who are real fitness, like really in tune with fitness and calories and things, you'll understand how aggressive that is. Now, most human people can survive off of 2,000. So I'm only 200 under, but to maintain, or even just for me to lose some weight and have a decent weight on the scale, and as far as fat and muscle combination, 2,300 is my go-to. So I'm negative 500 under my maintenance, which is why this is a pretty aggressive cut, and it's as aggressive as it is for a few reasons. One, because I understand that I I've been playing games these last few months. Not even last 9 months. I've been playing games. I haven't been eating super crazy, but I have not been tracking a damn thing. So that's one reason. Reason two, I mentioned it before, I owe my girlfriend the version of me that she first fell for. Like, she still adores me, she still loves me, but I owe it to her, and quite honestly to myself, to bring that version back. C, with us doing food reviews, I want to still be able to enjoy my food reviews. So I feel like instead of me just working on maintenance calories right now for the next couple of months, because I want to do more impromptu food videos, I think the 1800 is gonna have to do, and the 1800 only lasts until DreamCon, which is 2 months from now, and then after DreamCon, I'll go up to 2300, up until the winter, and then or excuse me, yeah, up until the winter. Then when winter comes, I'll do 26, and then in March, from March to May, I'll do 3000 just to allow myself just a little bit more fun before I go on another cut in May again next year, which will probably be 2000 as opposed to the 1800 that I'm doing now. But that's on the food market. We did just have a food video go up, obviously, a couple of weeks ago for Caputi's Sheridan Pub. And I, of course, have a bunch more food videos in the pipeline for you guys. So I appreciate all of you who are tuning into those, for real, for real. Like, I know the food videos are the most popular, but I'm sure that once your attention is garnered via those, everything else will seem attractive as well. And I know this looks crazy. I'm just sweaty as a mother. It's hot where I am right now, bro. It's been, and the horrible part is, in my apartment, they seem to control the heat for some reason. So my heat is still humming a little bit. So it's not helping at all. At all. But that's enough of that. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope that you guys have had a great May so far. We are already halfway through this month, which seems crazy. I feel like we just celebrated May the 4th and Cinco de Mayo, which I'm pretty sure is the last time that we talked. So it has been a while. A lot has happened the last couple of weeks, and we'll get into that. I guess not has happened. There's a lot I want to talk about that I saw the last couple of weeks, but we'll get into that. And before we do, because I didn't forget this time, question of the day. And today's question of the day is, which do you think would be the better adaptation or translation? Do you think a book would adapt well into a comic or a manga? Or would a comic or a manga adapt well into a book? What do you guys think? Me personally, I think it's the latter. I think a comic or a manga, or excuse me, I think it's the former. I think a book would translate or adapt a lot easier into a comic or a manga. I don't think a comic or a manga would adapt as easily into a book. And why is that? And it's because the book already has all those finer details that you see via a manga, right? Like, I'm reading what we're reading, Children of Blood and Bone, and some of the things they do, like when Zele was fighting the guards, I was envisioning that fight happening. I could see it happening, right? But when I'm reading a manga, personally, and I shouldn't have said comic book, I should have said manga. When I'm reading a manga, I'm not thinking about all the little intricate details that would need to be put to paper to bring that scene to life. The one thing I am doing and appreciating are the extra sound effects that mangaka splatter across the page, like ving, phew, phew, like things like that. Like I see and hear those things. I envision the clashing of weapons, the huffs and the grunts, those things I'm seeing, and I'm imagining what it would look like moving as well, like with a book. But I think with the book, you take the words off a book, put them in a little magic machine, shake them up, and throw them on a manga page, you're gonna see that page, that scene perfectly depicted. You take a panel from a manga and throw it onto a page, I don't think it translates the same way. I'm reading a new manga called Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. It's new to me. It's not brand new. It's at least almost 2 years into its serialization. And I'm reading this thing and I'm imagining to myself, how would you take some of these panels and put them on the page, right? Especially because a lot of what happens in manga, you have to kind of suspend your disbelief to believe, right? Like people fighting in midair, or a lot of the aura farming poses that they do, you have to kind of suspend your disbelief. But could you imagine? Let's go to a more popular scene. Let's talk about when Madara fought the Shinobi Alliance. Now, I didn't read Naruto. You know what? That might not be the best scene, because I'm imagining when he drops the second meteor and how you would put that on the paper. Like, you would get to like, Onoki was eventually able to stop the first meteor for dropping. Madara grins. He begins to laugh and states, "You did well, Onoki. I'm proud of you." The Shinobi Alliance begins to breathe a sigh of relief. Madara continues, "But what will you do about the second one?" Suddenly, a second meteor dropped from the sky, colliding with the first. It is too overwhelming for Onoki to. You know what I'm saying? Like that one might not be the best one, because that's a scene that lives rent free in a lot of people's heads, especially considering what the anime did. So I guess the real question becomes, a manga that doesn't have an anime adaptation, is it as easy to do it with? Because okay, let's go back to Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. He just fought a pretty high level demon. I'm trying to figure out like how would you translate that fight so that the same things you saw on this page translates via words. Like, are you going to write about the buildings crumbling and the floor cracking and the combatants shivering when certain things happen? Are you going to talk about how old girl was shaking her? Like, there's a lot of things I wish I could envision, but I want to know from you guys, what do you think translates better or would be the best adaptation? Book to manga or manga to book? With all that said, we have a lot to talk about today. The first thing I want to talk about is a gripe. It's pissing me off. It's grinding my gears, and all the other negative things you can say that affect someone's mood when something bad happens. The fucking boys. My nigga, what are we doing? Last week, we just had the penultimate episode of the series. Not even the season. Not even the season's about to end and we're getting blue balls. This show is about to come to a finale. And last episodes felt like bullshit. It didn't push any narrative potentially. Like, the only thing that happened, like the only narrative pushing worthy things were Kimiko potentially has the chest blasting power to stop Homelander, and Frenchie dies. Other than that, most of the episode felt like it was bullshit. What are we doing? This is the final season. Things should be wrapping up. And it feels like we're opening the doors for more things to happen. Like, we don't have one more. Tomorrow is the last episode. It's the last episode tomorrow. So it's like, what are we doing? Now, with all that being said, I got some more to talk to you guys about. I watched three different movies since we last talked. So let's go over them. Mortal Kombat 2 was a fun ass movie to watch. And it was so good that it really made me second guess why I disliked the first one. And I think I discovered the answer. I rewatched the first one after enjoying the second one so much, because I was like, I need to understand, what about the first one rubbed me the wrong way so much when I saw it. And it was because they forced Cole, a new character, down our throats, while also simultaneously teasing Scorpion's involvement more heavily than it actually was portrayed in the film. The second movie, though, I think did a great job in allowing every character to feel like a main character without hindering the story. You know, like the first movie was very much about Cole. Second movie was about Katana, but it was about Mortal Kombat. So after rewatching the first one, though, it made me realize two things. I guess three. One, I had forgot that Johnny Cage was teased in the first movie, and I'm kind of glad they went with an older version of Johnny Cage, like a washed up one that can like be a redeemed type of hero, as opposed to one that came in ready to kick ass that might not have been as compelling of a story, and his character arc would not have worked as well. Um, I also realized there was no more mention of this Mortal Kombat dragon icon mark, and there was no more mention of Arcana. The Arcana seemed stupid, but the mark seemed okay. Like it kind of, and the reason why I was okay with that is because why did they go choose Johnny Cage specifically? Like I understand certain things get retconned in universes, but like Arcana, cool, get rid of that. Or maybe, yeah, I think of the two, you can get rid of Arcana. The powers are the powers are the powers. But why are these specific people your champions? And how do you find them? I think that the Mortal Kombat like icon, keeping that would have been fine. But that's just me. But either way, it was a really good movie. So I was home and I was in the mood for another movie, and I just didn't know what I wanted to watch. And I remember I saw Send Help was on Hulu. And when the trailers for Send Help came out, I was very much about it. Send Help reminds me of Transformers 1 in that, you know, I know no one wants too much information in trailers. You want to be able to go to the movie and enjoy all the twists and turns that you're about to get into. But I do think sometimes you need to give the people something to make them go, oh shit, you're built like that? Like, this needs to be like, sorry, y'all. It's so hot that my videos probably look crazy today because of all the cuts. But like I was saying, this trailer needed to give us just a little bit more because you obviously know that they're trapped on an island, but the trailer doesn't prepare you for some of the horrifying and crazy shit that goes on this island. She the boss tries to kill her. She tries to kill the boss. She poisons him. They eventually get a good relationship going. She kills a boar. They fight. She kills his fiance. When I tell you this movie was probably the second craziest movie that I've seen, second to the movie Don't Blink, insane. And it also made me question whether or not I have any real survival skills. Not am I a survivor? Like, can I pick myself up by my bootstraps? But like, if I'm on a remote island, what are my chances of survivability? I don't know what the poisonous berries are. I don't know which ones are edible. I don't know how to start a fire. I definitely don't know how to build no damn tent. I could probably start a fire, but I don't know how to build a tent. Could I learn these things? Absolutely. Do I know them right now? Definitely not. So those are the kind of things that I was thinking about. So that was Send Help. So this past weekend, yes, the one that we are just leaving. You guys may or may not know this, but May is basically one big old horror orgy month in the movies. We started off with Hokum, then we got then we got something else. No, we started off with Hokum. We just got what is it called? Obsession. We get Passengers this coming weekend, and then next weekend we get Back Rooms. I'm a big horror movie lover, so I'm going to go see Obsession. Holy shit. First of all, didn't realize it was directed by this guy. I've seen his like TikTok and Instagram skits before. And it's interesting to see that some of the funniest people have some of the most twisted minds, because this movie was so unsettling and terrifying. Like, I felt the horror in my skin in a way that I've never felt fear before. And this fear was, I think, because you were watching someone be prey internally and externally. Obsession is a movie that lets you know the guy is in the wrong, right? From the beginning, from the trailers, you know, he broke that wish stick. He wished the girl loves him more than anyone else. Cool, he's in the wrong. But you don't realize how much in the wrong he is until the movie starts to unravel things. Spoiler in 3, 2, 1. The way his wish worked, the girl, her soul basically was removed from her body and replaced with something or someone else's soul that was obsessed and infatuated with the character Bear. And you don't realize, like, there are signs all throughout the movie that something is wrong and something's dark is possessing her. I really enjoy how the movie used the shadows over her body to really let you know that she is not the one in control. The being you are seeing is a shadowy figure, and only sometimes do we get glimpses of the real Nikki. And now, obviously, that the shadow being isn't prevalent in every scene, as far as, like, you know, her body being engulfed in shadows. But when she's doing some evil, psychotic shit, oh yeah, like when she beat poor Sarah's head in, yeah. And I was trying to figure it out, and I saw this online. So shout out to this person. I thought I was tripping, like, yo, Nikki didn't have tattoos on her. Like, what's going on? Once she killed Sarah, knowing that Bear liked Sarah or like had some type of infatuation with Sarah, she drew tattoos on herself and started dressing like her. This movie was crazy. But yeah, it makes you question who the villain is. For one, Nikki is not the villain. The thing possessing her might be, because it just didn't understand how to be a human. Like, as far as, like, oh, when she made him eat his cat, diabolical. The way the actress's body moves too, scary as shit. Like, there were a few times where I jumped. Like I said, my skin, not goosebumps, my skin from underneath the cartilage and the bone, I felt terrified because I was like, oh shit. And let's not forget the scene when he looked at his door in terror. I thought he was gonna see a dead body there. But honestly, having the tape there was significantly more scary because it continues to set in the feeling that something is not right. I need to go see every horror movie coming out this month. So Hokum is next. No, actually, it's a lie. Passengers is next, and then I'll go see Back Rooms eventually when it comes out too. And I know I gotta see Is God Is. I've been hearing nothing but good things about Is God Is, and Black Film. Gotta go support. But yeah, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up before my phone decides it doesn't want to record again anymore. Go ahead and enjoy this weather if you can, and I'll see you next time. So until then, this is King Echo signing off.